What's up guys, it's Zach from TechStarters, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at the new LG 32GK850. You know what, I'm just going to call it the 850G. It's a new 1440p G-Sync monitor that has an achievable refresh rate of 165 Hz. I've really enjoyed my time with it the past few weeks, and I thought some of you would be interested in something like this. So let's start off with the specs. Like I said, it's a 1440p panel and it has a refresh rate of 144 Hz out of the box, but it is overclockable to 165 Hz. It's not an ultra-wide, which was a little weird at first because I've been using the 38UC99 from LG for a while now. But I would say I adjusted to the 16:9 aspect ratio fairly quickly. It also has a 5-millisecond response time and it gets really bright at 350 nits. So the monitor actually has a VA panel, which offers pretty good colors, but when looking at the screen from sharp angles, I did notice a slight color shift. I mean, a VA panel is technically better than a TN panel when it comes to colors, but it falls short when compared to an IPS display. There is no noticeable backlight bleed, which is great, and the bezels around the panel are reasonably thin at 8mm all around. I tested the panel with a Spider 5 device, which is a professional monitor calibration tool, and the results are as follows. So the panel is capable of displaying 97% of sRGB, 74% of the NTSC, and 78% of Adobe RGB. Not the highest of numbers, but being a VA panel, that was expected. With a few adjustments through the Spider utility, I was comfortable enough with the colors to use in post-production. So the monitor stand is made out of plastic and it has this V shape to it, which has this aggressive look, and I've noticed this across most gaming monitors, along with the overused black and red color scheme. With a click of a button, you can remove the stand to reveal a standard base amount. But with the included stand, we do get a good amount of adjustment. The back of the monitor has a black matte plastic construction, which feels very cheap, but it doesn't really matter since you're not going to be looking at it all the time. I do have to say that the monitor doesn't wobble while I'm typing, so the construction might look cheap, but it's built really well. The back is also where you will find this RGB ring, something new that LG is doing this year on some of their monitor lineups. At first, I thought it was a gimmick. I mean, why would you add RGB lights behind a monitor? But when you actually put this against a white wall, it gives off a light ambient effect behind your setup, which is nice because you don't have to go out and buy extra RGB strips. This can be controlled by the wheel underneath the front of the screen. You can change the brightness as well as cycle through the different colors by pressing in. There's red, green, cayenne, magenta. We also got white daylight and dynamic, which cycles through all the colors, and also got a few other color options. Next to the wheel is where you'll find a joystick, and this is how you navigate through the menu, just like the previous monitors from LG. It's very easy to navigate, and this is where you're able to see your current settings, switch through different profiles, fine-tune settings like brightness, contrast, color temperature. You can even add a crosshair to the center of the screen, and most importantly, overclock the display to 165 Hz, which of course is what I did immediately out of the box. The I/O is also on the back, and we get a 3.5mm headphone jack, which no one should be using at this point. We also got an HDMI 1.4 port, DisplayPort 1.2, and 2 USB 3.0 ports. Alright, let's get into the actual usage. It's hard to say if I actually saw a noticeable difference between 144 Hz and a 165 Hz panel, or if it was just a placebo. I mean, there's definitely more of a difference when you're coming from a 60 Hz panel to 144 Hz, but 144 to 165, it's not so obvious. Even doing basic things like browsing the internet was a lot snappier, coming from the 60 Hz panel that I've been using at home. Playing games on this monitor is awesome as expected, especially if you have a high-end GPU that can max games. Now, if you can't take advantage of all 165 frames with the 2560 by 1440p resolution, then this monitor is not for you. It would be a complete waste of money, especially considering that this is going for $800. It's not cheap and it's not for everyone. Alright, so who's this monitor for exactly? Well, I would say it's for those PC enthusiasts out there looking for a well-built, solid gaming monitor with all the bells and whistles. Someone who's not looking for an ultra-wide monitor, and someone who doesn't care about any color-sensitive work. It's a beast gaming monitor, and that's pretty much it. And oh, it also has RGB lights in the back. There aren't that many 32-inch gaming monitors out there with 165Hz refresh rate and G-Sync, and because of those specs, it is a premium price. Now, if you guys want to save money, there are alternative versions that actually have smaller sizes with 165Hz refresh rate and G-Sync, which I will link below, because $800 to me, honestly, is still a little steep. Anyways, that wraps up my review of the LG 850G gaming monitor. If this was at all helpful to you guys and you want to support the channel, tossing a like would be awesome. And if you didn't like the video, please leave a dislike. I'll drop a link to the monitor down below if you guys want to check it out. As always, I love your faces. I will see you in the next one.